force and work. Okay, so let's see what is force. What is the meaning of force? A strength or energy attribute of physical action or movement is called as a force. Okay, what is the force? Whatever energy is required to do the physical action or movement is called as a force. Then what is the definition of work? An activity involving mentally or physically effort is done, that is called as work. Means if a work is given to you, you mentally and physically do the work by putting your efforts in it. For example, you were doing the projects. So what you were doing, you were physically and mentally preparing and putting your efforts and giving to achieve some results. You are working, so that was the work done by you. Now energy for doing any physical action. Now for doing the work you required some force. Okay, you were doing some action physically. For that physical action, what is required? Force is required. So there is some relation between the force and work. Without force you cannot do the work. Okay, for some for performing some activities we require force to be applied. Okay, we need force to be applied. Now what does the force actually means? Force is push or pull or both sometimes. Okay, when we push an object away from our body, that is called as pushing. Okay, and what is pulling? When we are applying some force to take the object towards our body, that is called as pull. Okay, understood the difference between the push and pull? When we are pushing, we are applying the force to move the object away from the body. For example, a speed ball is coming towards you. So what you will do? You will push the ball and you will apply some force to push that ball. And pull means from the well, when you are pulling the rope outside, that time you have to apply the force to pull towards you. That is the difference between the push and pull. So for pushing and pulling you require some force to be applied. Okay, here you can do both the quantities. There are combination of push and pull, that is playing guitar, scrubbing the floor, rowing the boat. These are the examples where push and pull, both the forces are coming and acting together. Okay, then what is net force? When two or more forces are combined, that is called as net force. When we are applying two or more forces together, that time it is combined and that force is called as net force. Okay, what is motion? Okay, the next, just we are coming to the chapter. What is motion? When the object changes the position over the time when compared with a reference point, we say that the object is motion. The simple example I will give you: if I, in the classroom, if I pick up the duster and keep it on the other side of the table, what is happened actually? I have changed the position of that object in some time. Some time has taken for me to displace. The displacement has been taken of that duster. Okay, of that object. Means what I did, I picked the duster from one place and kept it on the other place. So what happened? I changed the motion of the object. I changed the position of the object. And for doing that, I required some few seconds, say 1 or 2 seconds for doing that thing. For changing the position of the duster, I require few minutes. So when an object changes the position over the time, that time we can say that object is in motion. Understood? Understood the definition of motion? Motion means that when you change the place of the object from one position to another, for doing that thing, time is also required. So that is calculated. That thing is called as that. That object is known as that object is in motion. I have changed the place of duster from one place to another. That means the object is in motion. Object cannot move on its own. I have applied some force and I have picked the object from one place to the other place. That means what happened? Object is in motion. Okay. I hope it is clear with the motion. Now, what is speed? Now, as you know that when we are riding a bike, you deal with the speed of the bike or the any vehicle. So we are dealing with the speed. So what is speed? The rate of an object which moves. Okay, which moves from one place to another with a particular speed. Okay, now for example, I will give you that I am going from my house to the school. Okay, I am going from my house to the school. So from my house to the school, distance I will measure. Okay, and what I will measure? I will measure how much time I will take to travel to that distance. Okay, so speed is calculated at the rate of distance upon time. Okay, understood? I have given you the example. If you are having a cycle from home, you are traveling towards the school. So the distance from your home towards the school is the distance that you are going to travel, and how much time you are going to require to travel from one place to another, that will also be calculated. And if you are in bike, that time speed comes there. Here you can see the speed of the bike. Okay, then I told you how the speed formula works. The average speed is equal to total distance upon time. Means from one place, whatever destination you are going to reach, that distance is calculated, and how much time is required, that thing is calculated. So average speed is equal to total distance upon total time. Okay, this is the formula for calculating the speed. Then velocity. The speed of an object in a particular direction. Okay, if there is no direction, you will go anywhere. Okay, in the full speed. You may go on the wall also and bang. Okay, yourself. So the speed of an object is in a particular direction. So you need a direction also. Okay, if you go in a straight, if you take the vehicle and move on the straight road, but there is a turn and you don't take that turn and you directly go straight, you will fall somewhere. Okay, or you will dash something. Okay, so for velocity, what is important? Particular direction is important. The speed of an object in a particular direction. So direction is also required. If any object is in speed, that object will require a particular direction also. If you don't know direction, where you will go? You will go anywhere. Okay. आपको अगर स्कूल से घर से स्कूल का रास्ता ही नहीं मालूम है तो आप लोग कैसे आएंगे स्कूल? So for that you need a particular direction for the particular direction. So speed of an object in a particular direction is a velocity. Now velocity always includes direction. Now it is now only I given the example that velocity is must, that you should know the direction. Okay, for example, the aeroplane velocity might be 600 km/h south. The south is written in green because it is showing the direction, it is showing the velocity of the aeroplane. That means this aeroplane is moving towards the south. Okay, so velocity is important, and in velocity what is must? Direction is must. Then the resultant velocity can be added or subtracted. Okay, then we can calculate the velocity in the same direction as well as is in different direction. If they are in same direction, in that we can add the two velocities. If they are in different directions, we can subtract the two velocities. Okay, resultant, to find the resultant velocity, we can add the velocities if they are in same direction, and if they are in different direction, we can subtract the two velocities. Then next comes acceleration. Now what is acceleration? The rate at which velocity changes. Okay, here you can see that, here you can see that at the here you can see that the racing car, here you can see that the car is very much fast. Okay, it is having speed also, direction also. Okay, the rate at which the velocity changes is called as acceleration. Okay, what is acceleration? At the rate which the velocity changes is called as the acceleration. Now in racing car, you can see the change in the velocity, the change in the speed, direction, and even both you can see in sometimes. Okay, you can see that the racing cars are very fast. Their speed and the direction both are very much fast, and they are not able to means you cannot imagine how speed they drive the racing car. Okay, and what is the destination? To reach the final position and to win. For that purpose the race is there, and in the racing car you can see the acceleration, the rate of velocity changing. Okay, you can see the velocity changing in the racing car. Okay, and this changing velocity may be related with the speed or direction or both also. Then it is not much how much velocity should change. Now it is not compulsory that velocity should change this much only. It is not having some restriction. The velocity can change or it may not be changed. It may also be how fast it changes. Okay, the velocity change does not depend upon how much or how fast. Okay, faster the velocity changes, greater the acceleration is there. Okay, why we are talking about the velocity? What is the definition of acceleration? The rate at which the velocity changes. And here what we are talking, faster the velocity, greater the acceleration. So there is a correlation between the velocity and acceleration. If the velocity of the car is faster, what will happen? At that time, the acceleration will be also in a greater motion. Okay, it will be also in greater. Then what is the formula for acceleration to calculate? Acceleration is equal to final velocity minus starting velocity. Now only I told you starting and finishing line of the racing car. So what will be calculated? Final velocity of the car and the starting velocity will be calculated. So final velocity minus starting velocity upon time it takes to change the velocity. That means time from starting to finish line, it will take some time. Okay, so this formula has been generated with the help of thinking all these things. Okay, final velocity minus starting velocity upon time it takes to change the velocity. Now velocity is expressed in meter per second. In short form, you can, in symbol form, you can write m upon s, and time is measured in second, so you can denote it by small s. And acceleration is expressed in the form of meter per second, so per second, so m upon s upon s. So this is the unit of acceleration. This is the unit of acceleration. What the final answer will come, you are going to write the unit for that answer. What is the final velocity, starting velocity, and time required? First you will subtract, then you will divide, and whatever answer you will get, for that answer meter per second is the unit of acceleration. I hope it is clear about acceleration. Now most of you are playing carom at home. Now in this lockdown period, those students who are having carom board, you must have seen the carom board. Now here force of friction is very much able to see in the carom board. The velocity of coin decreases due to the force of friction and the coin stops. If the force is less, if the velocity of the coin decreases, velocity when it decreases, when the force of the friction is less, and what will happen to the coin will stop moving on the board. Okay, if the velocity is decreased, so velocity is decreased, why? Because the force is less applied, and due to the less force applied, what will happen? The coin is stopped. Sometimes we try to hit the striker very fast, but it does not move. It moves very it travels only small distance and it stops. Okay, why this happens? Because the force has been decreased. So the velocity has been decreased and so the coin has stopped. In the second point, the friction between the carom board and the coin is reduced and the coins keep on moving for longer time. Now if you apply the force, if you apply the force on the carom board, what will happen? The coin will keep on moving. The striker will keep on moving for longer time. Why this happens? Because the friction between the carom board and the coin is reduced. Okay. The friction between the carom board and the coin has been reduced and the coin is moving for a longer time. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है ना कि जब हम लोग स्ट्राइकर को स्ट्राइक करते हैं तो it moves for longer time. Okay. और कभी कभी हम लोग फोर्स अप्लाई करते हैं तो थोड़ी दूरी जाके स्ट्राइकर रुक जाता है. So that is due to the decrease in velocity and decrease in force. And second thing, the friction is also mattering. Here friction on the carom board and the coin also matters. When you are hitting the striker with very little force also, still the coin is moving. That means there is some frictional force acting on that coin. That frictional force has been applied on the coin, so that coin keeps on moving for the longer time. Okay. Then the third point is that it would keep on moving if no force or friction is acting on the moving body. अभी मैंने स्ट्राइकर को हिट किया है, मैंने बहुत कम फोर्स अप्लाई किया है, कभी कभी नहीं भी किया है, तो what will happen? Sometimes the striker will keep on moving with the constant velocity. Whatever velocity is there, in that velocity only it will move. If no force of friction is acting at that time also, the velocity is there. So with the help of velocity, the coin will move for some time and then stop. What you understood from this point, that when no force is applied to the coin, at that time also the coin keeps on moving with the constant velocity. पहले जो मैंने force apply किया था वो in first two examples I told you that force was less applied, force was there was frictional force, but here no force is there. So what will happen? If force is not there but velocity will act on the coin, and that will ask the coin to move for a second. Okay, so even if there is no force acting on the moving body, what will happen? Due to the constant velocity, the coin will keep on moving. Now the scientist Sir Isaac was the first to study the force and the resulting acceleration. He was a scientist he was a great scientist who first decided decided to study the force and resulting acceleration. Now, as you know that Newton's has put forward 3 laws. Only we are having the first law for our study. So what is the first law? Newton's first law of motion is that if no force is acting on the body, its velocity does not change. Agar force If force is not applied to the body, that time what will happen? The velocity will remain constant. It will not change. Okay? अगर force नहीं अप्लाई किया तो क्या होता है? Velocity will remain constant. It will not change. Okay? The body does not accelerate. In other words, we can say if the body is stationary, it will remain in stationary. Here the stationary means still position. If the body does not move, it will remain unmoved. Okay? Then the third point is, if it is in motion, it will continue moving with the same velocity and same direction. Okay? Agar motion, what is motion? Change in the displacement of the object. Okay, if there is change in the object, then what will happen? The continued moving of the velocity in the same direction will be seen. Okay, on the surface with no friction, pull it with an acceleration, and the force is applied is called as 1 Newton. Okay, so this is about great scientist Sir Newton. Here you have to remember the Newton's first law states that if no force is on the body, its velocity does not change. Only this first line you have to keep in mind. What is the first Newton's law of motion? If no force is acting on the body, its velocity does not change. Okay? The same thing here. An object at the rest tends to stay at rest. An object in motion tends to stay in the motion unless acted upon the force. अगर object जगह पे है और कोई force नहीं apply किया तो वो जगह पे ही रहेगा ना. If I am not changed the place of the duster, I have not touched the duster will remain on the same position. But if I have applied some force on it, and I have changed the motion or changed the place of the dust, at that time force has been applied. Okay, here you can see a truck standing still with a balanced force. Okay, equal forces in the opposite direction is produced and no motion. No motion means truck is standing on a still place where the truck has balanced its own force. How it has balance? Because from back side and from front side there is equal amount of force applied on it, so the truck is in balanced force. Okay, here work is done. Here we will end with this topic, and the sums we will do in the next lecture. Okay, now what is the formula for measuring? For we are performing some activity, that means we are doing some work. Now the unit of work is calculated in joules and the unit of force is calculated in Newton, in SI unit. Okay, SI unit we have studied in the previous chapter, and the unit of displacement is measured in meters. Okay, the unit of work is joule, the unit of Newton is capital N, and the displacement is in meter. Okay, and the work which is calculated in CGS system, the work is calculated in erg. SI unit में work is calculated in joule, and in CGS unit the work is calculated in erg, and the formula for obtaining work is F into S. F means force, S means displacement. So this formula is very much important for us to remember.